Good morning, students. Welcome. Once again, good morning. I hope we are starting with a new topic, not new topic, it is the topic from the second unit about volatile oils, and it's an interesting topic because volatile oils very common to us, because most of time we used to use some sprayers, body sprays, and even scent, which we are using commonly whenever we go for any outing or any type of things, even many cosmetics, and it is more applicable in pharmaceutical preparations also. We need flavors, and it can be used, most of them, these all are taken from volatile oils. So we want to study about the various volatile oils which naturally present, and also how they are produced, and how it is used by us in various forms, and what is its main applications. All these things we are going to see, but we are just going to see about today about the general idea about volatile oils, and just we are sharing with our basic knowledge whichever we have studied in the smaller classes, and also the general knowledge which most of us we have just a discussion. So I hope this will be useful for you to revise your ideas and basic knowledge about volatile oils and fragrance, or you can see various body sprays, scents, and different types of compounds which is used for this purpose. So you see, now this is just starting of volatile oils general, and just I showed showing a picture of flowers, but usually volatile oils are not only taken from flowers, but usually flowers are mostly we are depending to prepare various volatile oil preparations. And as a pharmacist, we should know how to isolate them and what is the basic compound which may be present in them. Basically, very commonly we should know that volatile oils are terpenes. Actually, they are also made up of terpenoid compounds. So we are again coming to that terpene isoprenoid units, whichever we have studied, will be present in this terpene volatile oil substances. These details we can study when we are coming to the chemical constituents and their activities. We will come across this isoprene unit and what is the basic things behind these terpenes. So terpenes, we should remember that is they are all the basic chemical name for volatile oils when we are coming into the study. And you see, now we are going to see about the terpenoids. What are they? That is, we know that previously they are hydrocarbons containing hydrogen carbon in plant origin, having general formula C5H8 N times. C5H8 means immediately you should know that is pentane derivatives. That means isopentyl pyrophosphate, dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate, which are the building units of terpenes. They are called isoprenoid units, which we have already studied. The basic chemistry which you have studied, you have to revise, and what we studied before in the basic metabolic pathways of acetate mevalonate pathways, you have to remember that is C5HN n times. That means number of units, 5-membered carbon atom units. So we have studied before like isoprene units, 2 isoprene units to form geranyl pyrophosphate and phosphonyl pyrophosphate. Then comes to the squalene, then which is responsible to produce cholesterol. These are all things you have to come into your mind very deeply, then it will be easy for you to study this subject. They are also oxygenated, hydrogenated and dehydrogenated derivative. What I mean with this is very simple. Whenever you read something, a chemistry background, you should understand, and so that you will remember and you will write. So these all compounds, sometimes they are oxygenated. O group will be there. Hydroxy group with OH or CHO or COOH oxygenated. This 5-membered ring may be oxygenated inside the ring, outside the ring, and hydrogenated. Sometimes they are hydrogenated, removal of double bonds, they will be hydrogenated, and then we will be dehydrogenated, that means dehydrogenated. So dehydrogenation is also may be taken. Understand? So dehydrogenation, water molecules can be removed, and enol formation. So you should know how a double bond shifting also sometimes OH group can be converted into double bond and it can come to a ketone group. So like that you can see that is dehydrogenation, hydrogenated, oxygenated, that is pentane group C5H6, and number of groups will form terpenoids. So basically terpenoids are volatile substances which gives fragrance of aroma to the plants. So they are known as essential oils. Essential oils. This word you might have come across. Essential amino acids in proteins you might have studied. Essential. They are essential oils because they represent essence. They are essence of the particular plant, essence of the particular flower, they are essence of the particular leaf, essence of the particular bark, essence of the particular plant. They are the flavor which is obtained. Understand? That is why they are called essential oils. In some cases they are called as ethereal oil also, because they are evaporate very fast like ether. So ethereal oil also they can call. And you can say they are mainly found in leaves and fruits, plants like conifers, citrus and eucalyptus. The term terpene was assigned to the compounds after isolation of volatile liquid terpenes from pine trees. Volatile oils get vaporized or evaporates upon exposure to air at normal or ordinary temperature. That is what. There is no need the heat. Normal temperature itself they will get volatile. That is why it is called volatile oil. So they are termed as ethereal oil. So volatile oil generally occurs in plants family like Umbelliferaceae family. Example like coriander, fennel. These are what we are using for the food products. Coriander malli. Fennel, you can see it is for which you are using, that is perenjeeragam. That means what you are using for flavoring agent. After food digestion we used to use in the hotels, and also we are using more for when you are preparing some biryani or when you are preparing some non-vegetarian foods. They used to use fennel. So they are having volatile oils, Umbelliferaceae family. They are Umbelliferaceae fruits. Sometimes you see malli and this perenjerum, people used to think that is a seed, but they are not seed, they are fruit. They are fruit. We used to study. They are fruit. They are Umbelliferaceae fruit actually. Seed is inside. Seed is inside. Understand? When you come to America, when you come to the basic section of transverse section of this Umbelliferaceae fruit, then you will understand what type of fruit it is. It is an Umbelliferaceae fruit. And Gingibraceae family, ginger is also having volatile oil. Myrtaceae family, clove is also having volatile oil. Piperaceae, black pepper is also having volatile oil. Rutaceae family, lemon, orange, they all are having very good flavoring volatile oil, which we are using for various purposes. Even it is used for various ailments. Even it has many uses, and apart from the cosmetic effect. And you can say general properties of volatile oils are terpenoids. What are the general properties? You see, they are colorless, fragrant liquid, lighter than water, and volatile in nature. A few of them are solids. Like camphor. Camphor, it is a solid. White solids, you might have seen. Most of the time, for many spiritual purposes, they used to use camphor for burning. You might have seen even a shop when they close in the evening, they used to light the camphor to make it like and spiritual, as well as to make other any rodents or anything should not enter. By means of this flavor, it will avoid, as it's a repellent for many rodents and insects. And they are open chain cyclic. They are open chain that is cyclic unsaturated or cyclic unsaturated compound. Sometimes isoprene units can also cycle, like example camphor or cyclic compound. So like that you can see limonene, the cyclic compound, a monoterpene. So unsaturated double bonds will be there. Unsaturated compounds having one or more double bonds, and they give additional reaction with hydrogen, halogen acid, hydrochloric acid or halogenic acid, etc. And addition product process, antiseptic property. They have antiseptic properties. Process, that means additional product process, not process, process. And they undergo polymerization and dehydrogenation. Polymerization and dehydrogenation. Removal of water and gives another product, and they can multiply 1 and 2, that is dimer, trimer, and polymerization can also take place because of their chemical reaction. And they are easily oxidized nearly by all the oxidizing agent. All the oxidizing agent. Understand? So that is what a basic property. There is 2 more. On thermal decomposition, heating, most of the terpenoids yields isoprene. Their units, they will give isoprene, isopentyl pyrophosphate or dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate, or one of the products they will give, because their units, they will break down, decompose, and they will give their units. And they are optically rotative. Terpenoids are optically rotative. They will have chiral carbon atom, and they will have the optical rotation when a polarized light fall on them. Understand? And it becomes darker in color upon long standing in the air or sunlight. When you are keeping in the air for long time, open container, and if you keep it for long time for sunlight, they will become darken in color. Otherwise, they will very light, colorless, beautiful flavor. And volatile oil should be stored in well closed airtight container, amber colored container or bottles. What do you mean by amber colored? Plain and amber, it is somewhat slightly brownish color, which can prevent the UV light, which can prevent the light fall, and which can protect the product which is kept in the amber colored bottle. So you can see the ampules sometimes which are prepared in the injection area. When you come to the pharmacy, you can see the injection area. There may be amber colored ampule and plain transparent ampules also available. When there is a product, when there is a compound which is sensitive to the light, that product will be used for this type of amber colored ampules will be used. Same thing here also, we can use amber colored bottle. When you come to the lab, you can observe sometimes plain reagent bottles are there. There are some brownish color bottles which is amber colored bottle to protect the particular product from the light. Sensitive products can be protected by means of storing in the bottle of amber colored bottles. Now we are going to see about the classification of terpenoids. The terpenoids have general formula C5H8N times that we have seen in the beginning itself. And you can see the classification mainly done on the basis of value of N or number of carbon atoms present in the structure. According to that, they are classified. So when there is a 10 carbon atom, they are called as monoterpene, C10, H6, and the value of N is 2 because 2 units, 2 isoprene units. So you should remember what you studied before. 2 isoprene units, if they are joined together, what you will get? Geranyl pyrophosphate. So by that you can get many type of monoterpenes molecules like camphor, citronellol, limonene. Many things we have studied. When 2 molecules by head to tail joint, if you get geranyl pyrophosphate, and from that you are getting many products by means of enzymatic conversion. Most of the plants are having monoterpenes. So monoterpenes which has 10 carbon atom, 15 sesquiterpenes, and that you can remember about farcinyl pyrophosphate. And then diterpene, 4 units, 20 carbon atom with addition of 1 more isoprene unit, and 30 carbon atom triterpenoids. Remember about squalene. We prepare 2 molecules of farcinyl pyrophosphate will give squalene which gives cholesterol. So you can see the triterpenoids compounds which we have seen previously about even saponin glycosides. All these things become as triterpenoids. And even triterpenoids, volatile oil substances also there. So we are coming across this triterpenoids, 6 units of isoprene units will be there. And 10 units of isoprene unit and 50 carbon atom, they are called pentaterpenes. And when it is above 40, they can be called as polyterpenes. So pentaterpenes are also tetraterpenes. Also we can say that polyterpenes even above 8 units itself, you can say that is they are polyterpenoids. So polyterpenoids, multiple terpenoid groups will be there. So it's just a number of carbon atom, and you have to remember the isoprene unit. Don't forget isoprene unit. Remember, my teacher was repeatedly telling about this 5-membered carbon atom isoprene unit. They are the basic units of terpenoids, and they will be 2 units are present, means they are called as monoterpenes. Very simple. This will make you to remember many things. You can remember many type of structures. You can write many things by means of listening to this once you keep it in your mind. And depending upon the type and the number of rings present in the terpenoids, they are named as acyclic terpenoids, whether it is open. Monocyclic, if it is cyclic, then monocyclic terpenoids. If 2 cycle, then you can say bicyclic terpenoids. and tricyclic terpenoids, which contain more than chain structure, one ring structure, two ring structure, and three ring structure respectively. So this type of classification can also be made. And types of volatile oils and examples for them: alcohol volatile oils. Alcohol volatile oils, example mentha, cardamom, coriander, rose oil, sandalwood oil, which contain that sandalol. So then aldehyde volatile oils, the terpenes which contain aldehyde functional groups like benzaldehyde, which is, you can see, cinnamon, which have cinnamic acid, aldehyde group, lemon peel, limonene, lemoniol, and orange peel, citronellol, citronella oil, and geraniol, citronellol, ferinosol. These all are the compound, alcoholic compound which is present there, aldehydic compound, aldehydic with volatile oils. Lemon grass oil, bitter almond oil, they all contain aldehydic volatile oils. And ester volatile oil with acid and alcoholic ester formation, you can see Goletheria, lavender, mustard. And hydrocarbon volatile oils, turpentine, black pepper. Ketone volatile oil, caraway, carawone, limonene. Spearmint, buchu, camphor, musk, kievit oil. These all are the oil which may be present. And oxide volatile oils, chenopodium, eucalyptus, cineole. These all are the content of this eucalyptus. You can see these also oxide volatile oils. Phenolic ether volatile oils, anise, fennel, nutmeg, example. Phenol volatile oil, eugenol, which is present in clove, and thyme is also example for this type of oils. Now we are coming to the general, simply a definition, or simply and just to an understanding which we know. Orange, and officially an official volatile oil are usually vegetable origin they are, and normally pre-exist in the plant, stored in special secretory cells. In citrus peel oil cells and oil duct, it may be present in umbelliferaceae fruits like fennel, coriander, caraway, anise. These all are umbelliferaceae fruits. Exception only in almond oil. Almond, you know, almond very tasty, and always we used to eat almond, and most of them they'll say nervous issues, and it gives sometimes stamina, and most of them they used to take almond and cashew. These all are very common and costly also. So oil is bitter almond, usually formed by hydrolysis of glycoside. Glycoside which is present in the bitter almond will undergo hydrolysis, and there they are giving volatile oil. So that is an exception which you should remember. Others you can see always oil cells, oil ducts, and lysogenous oil cells, lysogenous oil cells, like that. Various oil cells, oil ducts will be present in flower or fruit or in leaves or in stem, whatever the parts which is available in the plant, they will be having this type of storage of volatile oil, which can be expressed or by distillation or by inflorescence technique, which can remove and isolation can be done. So now this is a picture to show you almond oil, how they are preparing and how it is done. Just a picture, just to show you and to make you to have a discussion, just to show, remember what we have done. That is, volatile oils are chemically, they are having name. You can see terpenes, and you can see that is all the volatile oils are present in the oil ducts or oil cells, which is present in the plant of leaf or flower or in the stem of the parts of the plant, and which can be easily isolation can be done by direct expression method which can be squeezed or which can be removed by means of squeezing or taking the skin or the parts, can be by means of mechanical means it can be done, or by means of steam distillation, which very commonly, which most of the hilly area students may be knowing, is a steam distillation. Ramacham is very common in you can see the Idiki district and many of the places previously they used to have the production of this grass oil. So that oils also they were done by steam distillation. Normally they have done in the homemade. It is also possible because steam distillation is very common, which can be done by means of even very in a small scale, and also high production also can be done by large scale production also can be done. And apart from that, there is a new technique, enfleurage technique is also there. Today we will discuss about that enfleurage technique, and also I have taken some video to show you to make even in the home how you can prepare even for some hair oil, some flavored oil or something which you can prepare and you can use yourself. Sometimes it has more application. What you study can be applied in the home so that you will remember what is mean by enfleurage technique. So mainly we are going to discuss with three techniques, that is direct expression method and steam distillation method and enfleurage technique for isolation of volatile oil from crude drugs, or maybe leaf, maybe flower, maybe stem, and any type of parts can be used for isolation, mostly flowers. And uses of volatile oils therapeutically, you can say an example, eucalyptus, most common, most ailment it is used, usually common cold, and we are using volatile oil, running nose, and if you have a nasal block, congestions can also be used by eucalyptus oil. And not only that, even it has many type of an analgesic effect also. It is having many muscle pains can also be applied, rheumatic pains can also be applied by eucalyptus oil, and very commonly we know that it is used for common cold and congestions in our nose. And flavoring, you can have an example, there are many, but still I have taken an example of oil of lemon. And in perfumery, you can see perfumery, you can say oil of rose, and the starting material for various synthesis of other compounds, oil of turpentine. Oil of turpentine is used for various other compounds. Turpentine is used for many other, even many compounds which is complicated, many antibiotics, many type of even steroidal compounds can also be produced from this turpentine as an initial product which is used for synthetic purpose. An antiseptic due to high phenol content like oil of thyme also as a preservative. Oil interferes with the bacterial respiration and kills the bacteria. They have an bactericidal effect, so it's very good for antiseptic. And antispasmodic, pain relieving spasm in the muscle spasms can be used by ginger, lemon balm, rosemary, peppermint, chamomile, fennel, caraway, which is used for very commonly in our food items. They are also having antispasmodic effect, which is spasm is very common in the home when somebody is working somewhere, and when you are doing some work you will get spasm usually. So we will find some medicine, tablets, immediately antispasmodic we will go for using. But instead of antispasmodic you can go for the natural oils, volatile oils, which can help you. And aromatherapy, in aromatherapy you can see many type of massages, spa, they are all using aroma volatile oils which can relieve spasms, muscle pains, and also it can give many relieving rheumatic pains can also be used by these volatile oils. And now we are coming to the chemical test which can be done for the volatile oils. Identification, very simple. When you take an oil in any type of paper or any type of cloth, immediately you will get a stain. But a stain will not exist if it is a fixed oil like a coconut oil or a palm oil or any type of oil. If it touches the cloth, it will not go immediately, it will exist for a long time. But you can see the stain will go away for for a volatile oil, it doesn't persist for a long time. So that is also one identification. Volatile oil produces temporary stain. When smear of a paper or a cloth, the stain disappears after some time because of oil is volatile or volatilizes so that the stain will go. Upon addition of Sudan 3 alcoholic solution. What do you mean by Sudan 3 alcoholic solution? Sudan means, we know it is a country name. So Sudan 3 means it is a lysochrome fat soluble dye. Diazo, that is 2 nitrogen group. Diazo dye. It is structurally related to azobenzene. Structurally related to azobenzene. So when you add this Sudan 3 solution to a thin section of volatile oil is present if there is a thin section of the substance or a thin section of the leaf or the flower. When you take and if you add this Sudan 3, immediately you will get red coloration is formed. That indicates it contains volatile oil. Very simple, you can remember. And when few drops of tincture alcana. What do you mean by alcana? You see the picture of alcana plant, that is Alcana tinctoria, the botanical name. This plant is very common and also it's not very common in our places, but anyhow it is little not very common in the roadsides or anywhere. In deep you can find out this extract, the tincture by alcoholic preparation. If you add, red color develops, which indicates the presence of volatile oil. This is also another identification test. So identification test, 3 tests are very simple once you remember the procedure. First one is very simple, stain in the cloth or paper. Second one is Sudan 3, if you remember, lysochrome. Third one, you can see the tincture of Alcana plant. Finished. And color also similar, red color. Understand? So that is what we have to remember. Now you see how they are isolated or extracted. As I told from the last 2, let's just a minute before, I just told you there are 3 techniques can be followed. Usually one is by means of direct expression method, mechanical method. Second one is by means of distillation method, steam distillation method. And the third one is enfleurage technique, which is totally different from the normal technique, which can be done even by us very easily. Understand? So this is, we are just now here I have told there are 2 main methods, but I did not write about the enfleurage technique. That is third method. Even you should not write 2 main method, but third method is also there. Remember. Don't think there is only 2 method. There is 3 methods. 2 main method and another one method is there. 3 method. Third method is also very simple method which is used because traditionally we are using these 2 methods. Other one is also European style, but we are now following that same thing here also because it's a very good homemade enfleurage technique can be followed. Understand? And a simple expression or a pressure, as was most citrus oils are done by them, and distillation method usually lavender, grass oil, many oils in our place also we are using by means of steam distillation. A big chamber they used to add and they will make water and boil and then they condense the water and they will get the volatile oil and water together and they can be separated very easily, oil and water, and they will separate and they will give pure oil and oil with flavor, water with flavor can also be first grade, second grade, like that it can be sold. And first we are going to see this simple expression method can be called as Éculé method. Éculé or Éculé, you can say Éculé, QE silent, Éculé method. So Éculé method, how you are, this method is employed for citrus fruit. Éculé method. This method is employed for citrus fruit which contain volatile principle. Here the volatile oil containing ducts which contain oil cells are ruptured by mechanical means or manually. They are ruptured by mechanical means or by means of manually. You can see a picture which I have shown a diagram which is round, which is having some sharp needle like, and there is one duct where to flow. When this needle like will go and pinpoint the oranges or the citrus fruit, and the point which is the skin will have the oils can be even taken into that duct, and it will be collected like a funnel as a tube which is in the down. This is simple method, but mechanically big machines are there which I will show you in the video, which can be done. This can be done by manually. So here the oil containing ducts which contain oil cells are ruptured by mechanical means manually. For this purpose special vessel are taken which contain pointed projection as shown in the picture, and the raw materials are twisted over the projection, twisted over the projection in clockwise direction, which rupture the cell oil and comes out, and it is collected. Understand? So that is what the procedure they are doing. And you can see now this video, to have some video, just you see the video. You see, this is one company which is in 1947, which they have a big, they have a design of having citrus fruit. How you can see that skin, how they are expression method, not distillation method, expression method, and juice is also, they cannot waste that oranges. Juice can be prepared separately, it can be stored and it can be given, and also the skin can be used for various oils, can be pure oils can be prepared. Just you can see that is even they are preparing juices, and removing the skin also it can be used. By keeping the skin also it can be produced. So we can see this video which will help you for some extent. I hope it will helpful for the student to know something about how the oil, citrus oil is extracted from oranges, and also lemon also we have included just to show very short video. So you can see these oranges, how they are used to put in the conveyor, and they are taken by the machine by conveyor. This is called conveyor, which takes the oranges to the particular place where the pins are there to remove the oils from the skin of the oranges. I hope you can see the oranges very clearly how they are rotating. You see, now they are rotated by some needle-like projection below the oranges, which is used for taking their oils from the skin of the oranges and from the duct of the oranges. Polycitrus oil extracted it is called, and they are taking the polycitrus oils from the orange skin, orange outer skin. You see how they are rotating, how fast they are rotating. The pin like, point needle like shapes will be in the bottom, and they will take the oils from this by means of, you can see the vibrational, this is called the, you might have studied the energy. See that oranges completely, the orange skin is completely, they have taken from the skin, the oil have been removed. So this is how, even this is a lemon, that is orange, this is lemon. Even lemon also can be used for preparing lemon oil. So that's why the video they are showing, that one is oranges, that one is lemon. Both of them with the skin it is possible for you to do. Then you will get oil and water in emulsion in that, from the skin you are getting, and then they are made into by means of squeezed, and they have taken the oil completely. Oil water emulsion is finishing area, and then they have been, that emulsion have been separated, and you will pure oil can be taken from this emulsion. Emulsion means, you may be knowing, that is when there is a water and oil, oil is dispersed in water, or water is dispersed in oil by means of using an emulsifying agent. You see that when you separate, you will get pure orange oil, and if it is a lemon, you will get lemon oil. Oil can be purely, can separate them and from the skin. how pure, very costly this oil, pure lemon oil, pure orange oil can be prepared by this method. Understand? And apart from that, juice, they will not throw that. Even juice also can be prepared. This is not in our, we are studying for volatile oil, but anyhow, even the juice also will be prepared in the machinery by that industry. They will prepare the juice also. And juice preparation, what they will do, they will remove the skin, and the skin will be used for preparation of volatile oils. That's what they want to say. So with the skin also you can prepare oil by means of expression method. Removal of skin also you can go for expression of oil. So this is oranges which is used to remove the skin. They are putting into the hopper and coming to the conveyor where the skins are removed, and the skins will be taken to the another part for extraction of oils, and the fleshy part will be used for juice. Understand? So this is what we can say, the skin part is taken separately from that particular hopper. The skin is removed by means of peeled off. You can say the skin is peeled off. The peeled off skins are taken for the next section to prepare oils, and the fleshy part is used for juice. This is fresh juice. Fresh juice can be prepared and it can be sold, or it can be even preservation can be done for various purposes, or it can be used for another or for manufacturing any nutrition drink. Understand? So that can be prepared. Apart from that, skin, you see, this is about the juice finishing time, and they are packing, even they can be done in the packing area, and then you can use the skin. Now the skin is taken, and the skins we are using for taking oil. So there will be some conveyor type of mixers which you have studied in the engineering part. Conveyor type of mixtures, blade. There will be baffles, rotating baffles. They can be used by this skin, outer skin, which contain oil. Volatile oil and hesperidins are present in the skin. So this skin, even the lemon skin or the orange skin, the skin separately can be used in this rotating the blades. They can even used for preparation by screw press. It is called screw press, can be used for preparing oils. So the whole fruit can also be used for your preparation, and also skin can be removed and it can be used for polypress. Screw press can be used to prepare the oils. Lemon oils and orange oils can be used for direct compression, or you can say the pressing, or you can say compress, or by pressing, or you can putting the needle inside or inside the duct, squeezing the duct, you can prepare oils, volatile oils. So this is what we have seen in this slide, and we are just about that. You have to remember that is direct pressing method, or you can see how the expression method can be applied by means of mechanical means to get the volatile oils. Now we are coming to the hydro-distillation method. This method comprises with water distillation, water and steam distillation, and steam distillation. These techniques are used for extraction of volatile oils from crude drugs. How hydro-distillation technique is used for fresh leaves, and steam distillation used for, that is, subterranean parts. Leaf stem and flowers can also be used most of the time, and usually leaves, as we have done in the as I told, even you can see the grass oil Ramachan, they are very common in our the high range area. We used to do this extraction by means of distillation technique. So you can see the two pictures. One is traditional method by means of steel chambers where you can put the leaf in the water and heating by means of furnace, and the volatile oil and the water will come to the refrigeration, that means distillation chamber or the condensing chamber, where the water, cool water will be circulating, where the oil and the water will be condensed and they can be separated by means of next tube where it is connected and collected, and it can be separated. Here another picture in the laboratory which we can do, that is below my picture. You can see there is one picture with a round bottom flask and heating mandle where you are keeping some water, and there you are keeping mixture of sample and water. They have written sample means you are putting some leaf or a flower which is interested for removing the volatile oil, can be kept inside the round bottom flask, and there is an apparatus which is fixed there, that is a volatile oil extractor. When you keep there, the steam will be passing through the top, the side tube, and the essential oil and the steam will be going there in the top, and there is condenser also present in that where you are circulating with cold water. And in that condenser, when it pass through, they will drift down as a water and the volatile oil, and down there will be stopper and a measurement. In that you can even measure how much volatile oil you have come, and the water can be drifted back. Even it can come back to the side, another one's provision where the water will come back to the round bottom flask for again you need for the steam to collect to remove the volatile oil. So you will get even volatile oil separate and the oil fragrance which is present in the water. They will not throw the water also. They may use that flavored water, rose water. Rose oil will be separate, and the rose water which is used for the extraction can also be having the second rate product. So this is what distillation. Now we can see some of the distillation which is done, one video which I want to show you for the distillation, how they are preparing, So this is what that is the one procedure, how they will use lavender, how they are preparing for distillation. For example, this is lavender. You might see very commonly we are using. This is the lavender flower, which is very commonly, and we are using in pharmaceutical industry also. They are having very good flavor which is used for various flavoring in various even internal and external products also. Even lavender is having many ailment use also. It has some relief in the pain, and as well as, see, this is the lavender plant, and it grows in the small like, and then it grows in the top, and you can see how they are cultivated like stream like, and they are lined, they are cultivated, and they are using some machine to remove the you can see the weeds which may be present. This is weed remover. They want to remove the weed when they are growing. This is cultivation. This is weed remover. This is not this is just to remove the weeds. Only they will allow the lavender to grow with soft soil, and also it has a technique to make the soil to soft. This is the plant which is grown like a stem. They will find out the length of the stem, and they will identify, so, and they will see the flower whether the flavor, and they have the volatile oil is present in the particular time, and the length of the stem and the thickness of the stem will give them to decide for the harvesting time. So harvesting also, they used to use a very good machine which you can see nicely. It was cut like a very good nicely without disturbing the plant. The stem will be cut with a proper exact size, and it will be removed properly with safely without losing any type of volatile substances outside. They will take it softly, collect them, and they will bring to the place where they are going to extract by means of steam distillation. So this is the lavender stem with flower they are removing, and then they are supplying by conveyor to the chamber. See a person, he is putting one stick or one stem to just to this packing in the steel chamber, where the distillation chamber, you can say steel chamber, because air entrapping should be avoided. When you entrap air, your extraction process will be failure and it will disturb them. So air entrapment, to reduce the air entrapment, with the spade he is just filling it. After filling the whole chamber, he closed down the steel chamber with air tightly. He will close it, and then he is supplying the steam from the bottom. You see steam. The steam is connected to the bottom of the vessel. You can see bottom of the chamber, steam. The steam passes through the plant or the leaf or the stem and the flower which you kept in this chamber will be passing through and takes the volatile oil, and the steam will come to the place where there is refrigerator or the condenser, where there is cold water and cold place condensed, and there you can see the volatile oil and the steam will come as a water. You can see that is condensed water with the oil, lavender oil. Volatile oil is present in this, and you have to keep for some time, and once you keep for an half an hour, you can see that it will separate. The oil will be separate and water will be separate, so they will grade them. Oil will be separately sold and the water will be, you can see this, and once they keep for some few minutes, you can see that this is water with the flavor, and once you keep that for settled down for few minutes, you can see that oil is separating in the top. Can you see that oil is separated one line, and down there will be water. So this water will be sold as lavender water and the oil will be sold as separate lavender oil. It is costly. The first quality is lavender oil, and the second quality lavender water can also be stored and be sold by in the market. This is what one type of extraction technique which they are using by steam distillation of volatile oils, which are most commonly used for massage and various ailment it is used. So next we are coming to have a discussion about these volatile oils. Even in Africa, you can see a traditional practitioner who is preparing a Hamda lady preparing perfume. She just prepared perfume, and that is an all history which you can see this type of perfumes when they are preparing from volatile oil, natural sources, and how they became very famous. And in Egyptians, they are very famous. They applied pomade. What is pomade? You have to remember. You see, P-O-M-A-D. Pomade with oil, volatile oil in the wax, which is prepared by the wax or the fixed oils will contain volatile oils, and they can be applied as a rouge. They can apply it in various cosmetic purposes directly in the head, and head also will shine and will glowness. The hairs will be glowing, and conditioning can also be given by means of this pomade, and very good flavors also can be obtained. So pomades can be used by the Egyptian picture. And so we are coming to the categories which can be obtained, various categories which are obtained here in this place, which all can be seen. You can see that the main types of volatile oils, there is example concretes, pomades, resinoids, absolutes. These are the four examples and four types which I am just giving you and as an example. So in these four types you can see what is concretes. Concretes, that means four types are there. Concretes in volatile oil preparations, you can see there are four types of concretes. How they are, even you can see that there are how they are made into preparation. What is the main constituents present in them? So concretes contains about 50% wax and 50% essential oil. Example, jasmine concrete, and you can see Ilam is a Chinese name. Concrete volatile oil is a preparation. It contains 80% essential oil and 20% wax. So you should know that concrete means wax present with an volatile oil content. Understand? This is one exception. 80% is also there, but 50% minimum presence of oil and wax is called concretes. And so concretes, we can say that it is an concentration of concretes which is normally present. And advantages of concretes: they are more stable and concentrated than pure essential oil. So you can say, what is concrete means, you should remember 50% of wax and 50% of essential oil, and we have given some exception like 80% of volatile oil and 20% of wax, that is specifically ylang ylang, that one name which is given from China. But anyhow, concretes means, you can remember, that is 50% of wax and 50% of essential oil. Jasmine, which is available in the market, they can be said as concretes. And what is the advantage of concretes? They are more stable because they are concentrated than pure essential oil. Understand? And that is what they used to say, and that is what first one, concretes. And pomades is very, very important in cosmetic preparation, and we have discussed this word before slide also, and after slide, and now also we are going to discuss about pomades, resinoids and absolutes. Absolute means, you know that absolute alcohol, pure percentage of alcohol, that is what absolute. Resinoids also, you remember resinoids. So pomades, now we will see pomades. What is a pomade? Pomade is a greasy or waxy substance that is used to hair dye. So that is used as a hair dye actually. When you do used to style, not hair dye, style the hair. So what is the style the hair? Pomades, you can see there are many creams, hair creams. When you apply the hair creams, some people, they want to keep the spikes and they want to make it flexible, they want to shine their hair. So you can use this pomade which is having wax, which will give shining and flavor. It has volatile oils, good flavor. It gives flavor for the hair. So pomades makes the hair looks silky and shiny, and it does not dry it out because wax is present, pomade, and it lasts longer than most hair care products, taking up to several wash to remove. But for removing, you need shampoos to remove the pomades when you apply. But true pomades are volatile oil product. They are known as enfluoride. They are products of process, not process known as enfluoride. So enfluoride, there are hot enfluoride technique, cold enfluoride technique. In that you can get pomade, because in enfluoride technique, how they are called as pomade, you should know that pomade is obtained from enfluoride technique, means the enfluoride technique should contain wax. Am I right? Wax containing flavoring volatile oil, they are called as pomade, means enfluoride technique also there should be wax should be used. That is what your understanding should remember, which will helpful for the next slide. True pomades are volatile oil products of a process known as enfluoride, hot or cold technique. And enfluoride is used for obtaining aromatic materials from flowers containing volatile oil to produce perfume along after they were cut. So you see some of the pictures which I have given. There is one pink color which is also a hair pomade, and there is some smoothing hair, not only hair, even face pack. There are many pomades are available, and with just a picture. And you see a picture which I have shown in below my screen. There I have shown one picture where the petals of flowers or petals of roses have been kept in a white color sheet which is observed. That is, white is wax. In a glass plate, wax will be, that is called chassis. When you keep a thin layer of wax in a glass plate, that is called chassis. In there they will keep the petals and the petals, from the petals the volatile oil will be easily taken by the wax which is kept in a thin layer. And then the wax will be removed from the glass plate, and then you can remove the volatile oil which is taken by the wax by using alcohol, ethanol. Understand? That is the simple procedure for enfleurage. So what you have to remember before going to the slide, enfleurage technique means taking the wax in a thin layer in a glass plate and keeping the petals of flowers over them and making the volatile oil to be taken or sucked by the wax thin layer, that is called chassis, kept for 24 hours to 3 days sometimes, removing the petals and replacing new petals every 24 hours or every 12 hours, so that the wax will be more concentrated with the volatile oils, which will be helpful for the production of volatile oils. So afterwards they will scrap out all the thin layer of waxes and add ethanol and isolate the volatile oil in the ethanol, and the wax will be taken away. But wax still has some flavorants, so that will be used as a pomade with flavor. Oil will be separated and it will be used as an absolute oil, concentrated oil, and with alcoholic preparation. Many, and also from alcohol can be completely evaporated, and pure oil, absolute oil, can also be prepared. I hope you will understand, you can understand why the pomade is a process product of enfleurage technique. Why pomade is a process product of the enfleurage technique? Because in enfleurage you are using wax as a chassis, as a thin layer, and keeping your petals over them, and then isolating that particular volatile oil which has been taken by the wax using ethanol, and that ethanol can also be removed from that volatile oil, and you can prepare a pure volatile oil as absolute volatile oil or alcohol containing volatile oil. And also the pomades cannot be thrown, it can be used for various other preparation, cosmetic preparation, and also it can be used for soap manufacturing, also can be used. I hope students will remember what I am telling about the pomades and why the pomade is known as a product of process known as enfleurage. And now you see, you remember that when you come to the enfleurage technique after 2 slides, you have to remember that what I told in the previous slide. And resinoids, these products are prepared from natural resinous material by extraction with an hydrocarbon solvent such as petroleum ether or hexane. Resinoids are prepared from dead organic materials. Typically resinous materials are balsam, pearl balsam or benzoin, resin, mastic and amber, oleoresin, copaiba balsam, and turpentine and oleo gum resins, frankincense and myrrh. Resinoids are employed in a perfumery industry as fixatives to prolong the effect of fragrance. So resinoids are available in the market. You may be knowing. It will be applied in the skin and it stays for even weeks together. The flavor will not go. So resinoids, these are the resinoids which are shown in the picture, and the bottle also available. Resinoids can be prepared by using hexane, petroleum ether from the resinic substance, which is an exudate which is obtained from the plant. And there are many flavoring resinoids are also available apart from this balsam of toluene and benzoin. There are many usage of which can be used for long-term usage of flavoring agents are also available. and absolutes. An absolute is obtained from the concrete by a second process of solvent extraction using pure alcohol ethanol, in which the unwanted wax is only slightly soluble. Unwanted waxin is only slightly soluble. So when you use alcohol in pomades or in concretes also, pomades also, they have wax. Concretes also, they have when you use this alcohol, it not solubilize the wax, it solubilize the volatile substance. So absolute can be further processed by molecular distillation. Molecular distillation, once it takes by the alcohol from the pomade or the concrete, and then it can be done by molecular distillation, which removes every last trace of non-volatile matter. The alcohol is recovered by evaporation, and so that how you will do it can be given by gentle vacuum, less temperature. Gentle vacuum can be created towards the end of the process. Some absolutes, however, will still remain traces with ethanol. Some absolutes, they may be having completely, we are unable to remove at the second 2% or less, and it's not recommended for any therapeutic effect, but it can be used for, and because it has impurities of alcohol, so they are not used for any therapeutic internal purpose, only cosmetic purpose can be used. And that is the pictures which are shown for some absolutes. And now you see of one minute, excuse me, it's making more disturbing. Sorry, wait a minute, 1 minute. Okay. So now we are just going to discuss about the enfleurage method. Enfleurage method, a glass plate is covered with a thin coating of especially prepared and odorless fat called chassis. That is what I told, chassis. You say that is the glass plate, a thin film or thin layer of wax. If it is kept, then they are called chassis. And a glass plate is covered with a thin coating of especially prepared and odorless fat, that is called chassis. And freshly cut flowers are individually laid, as shown in the picture, individually laid on the fat, which is time becomes saturated with their essential oil. The flowers are renewed, that means every time you have to take and you have to remove fresh material, because the wax is ready to accept more volatile oil once it takes very fast. So every 12 hours you have to remove, and 3 days or sometimes 24 hours they used to use, sometimes they used to 1 more day, 36 hours also they may keep, and 2 days or 3 days can also be kept. Eventually the fragrant saturated fat known as pomade may be treated with alcohol. Then after that pomades, the wax will be removed from the plate, and it will be treated with alcohol and extracted with oil for the fat. And you can see alcohol to extract the oil from the fat, and not for the fat, from the fat, and the oil can be given separated from the wax. It is possible. So the students should remember what I said before. Pomade means what? Pomade is a product which is obtained from enfleurage technique. So there we are having wax which is called chassis. Here you can see that it will be made into thin film, and all the petals will be kept in the top and kept for 12 hours. Every time, every fresh petals can be replaced, and after some time the chassis is removed from the plate and alcohol is added, that means ethanol is added, and then the volatile oil can be separated from the wax, and wax is done as a pomade. It can be used for various other cosmetic preparation, including soap preparation, and many other cosmetic preparations can also used by this pomades, which is obtained from the byproduct of this enfleurage technique for isolation of volatile oils from flowers and other parts of the plant, usually flowers. And you see the cold enfleurage, a large framed plate of glass called as chassis is smeared means thin film, is made by wax with a layer of animal fat, usually lard or tallow, wax or pork or beef respectively, and allowed to set. And then you can see the picture. Sometimes you can keep the full flower, sometimes you can see the petals also. Botanical matter, usually petals or whole flowers are then placed on the fat, and it's sent and allowed to diffuse into the fat. The constituents will diffuse into the fat. The constituents will diffuse into the fat over a course of 1 to 3 days. Understand? 1 to 3 days can be kept. In between you can even change the flowers. You can replace the flowers for giving more absorption or more extraction of the volatile substance from the plant, from the leaf, from the flower. The process is then repeated by replacing the spent botanicals, the used botanicals, with fresh one until the fat has been reached to a desired degree of fragrance saturation. This procedure was developed in southern France in 19th century for the production of high grade concentrates, flavors. In hot enfleurage, heating of this wax, the putting hot, solid fats are heated. Solid fats are heated. Even if you keep in the cold region, if you keep coconut oil also will become fat. Understand? Wax. So solid fats are heated in botanical matter and stirred in the fat. The botanical matter means the flower is stirred inside the hot fat or the hot fixed oil. And spent botanicals are repeated, strained. They can be removed and they can be added, and the fat is replaced, and fresh material until the fat is saturated with fragrance. This method is considered the oldest known procedure for preserving plant fragrance substance. Understand? There is very important procedure which can be followed even today. You can do it in your home. You can prepare yourself, 100% sure. Take coconut oil, take flowers, which is very important flowers, fragrant flowers from your garden. Put it in the coconut oil, make it, that is if it is a high range area, make it slightly warm in a liquid form. Add, keep it for 12 hours, remove that flower petals and add new petals. 3 days later, keep it for in a fridge or keep it for a cool, solidify. See, you will get a pomade, good flavored, with volatile oil pomade with coconut, greasy, apply to the hair, apply to the skin. What a flavor, natural flavor you can prepare. Try. I will show you one video, one madam is showing you. You can just show that. And you can see in the both instant, once the fat is saturated with fragrance, it is then called enfleurage pomade. The wax, when it is saturated with volatile oil and giving good flavor, that is called enfleurage pomade. Now you know why I told in the pomade definition, it is a byproduct of enfleurage technique of isolation of volatile oil from a botanicals. Understand? So this is called enfleurage pomade. Enfleurage pomade was either solid as it was, or it could be further washed or soaked in ethyl alcohol to draw the fragrant molecule into the alcohol. The alcohol is then separated from the fat and allowed to evaporate, leaving behind the absolute of the botanical matter. The spent fatter, that is a spent fat, the fat, that means the wax which contain, the pomade which contain the fat, is usually used to make soaps, and since it is still relative fragrance. So after using ethanol, removal of volatile oil, so the flavorants will not go from the wax. So that fat can be used for soap preparation. You see, this is France. In France, they are doing the glass plate, keeping in the plate the flowers, petals, and working together, keeping for 3 days, and in between replacing the flower petals, and the chassis will get converted into pomade. So you should know chassis. What is chassis? Chassis is a smear, thin film of wax which is kept in a glass plate, and then you can keep the petals over them, and the chas will be converted into pomade. What is pomade? Pomade means which contain the volatile oil with the wax from the preparation product of the enfleurage product, and then you can add ethanol to remove that particular volatile oil, and then you can prepare absolute volatile oil preparation. And even you can think that sometimes the complete fragrance cannot be removed from the wax. The wax will be having still fragrance, so that wax is not thrown. It can be used for various other preparations, especially for soap preparations can also be, it is applied. Understand? And this is one picture to show that how they are infusion hot enfleurage technique. That is, cold enfleurage technique is there, simply not heating. Hot means keeping a big vessels and putting the botanicals inside, heating by means of, and then preparing the wax, and then you can go for hot infusions and macerations. And hot enfleurage technique can be used for isolation of volatile oil from botanicals. And this is a video which gives you some idea about, this is a French video, most of the things are written in French, enfleurage, and this is about Egyptians picture which I have shown little before about, and this is about the France. The people are working with the plates with thin chassis which is kept by the petals or kept in the wax, and working together, and then even the flowers can be replaced by new one, and then it can be kept for long time, and long time, and the chassis can be removed, and afterwards you can take, even this is rose flower, how they are using the enfleurage technique by using a glass plate chassis and keeping them for 2-3 days, and then you can use alcohol and you can separate them from by means of using various distillation methods can also be used for separating alcohol and wax, and also pressing compression methods can also be used. This is just a video to show you how the chassis is converted into pomade in enfleurage technique. And now you are coming to another one video where a madam will show you how you can prepare in coconut oil. She is just giving you an idea about that what her audio will not be listened, cannot be, but I was telling, what she is telling is, take an oil in the home, coconut oil. If it is a high range, just warm it and make it into a liquid, and then you take your flower which you selected. She has taken a lily which is in her place, and in the Switzerland, but we can take some other plants which is available near to our garden, and you can just from the coconut oil which can apply for your hair. And this oil just take the petals, and this you can use even palm oil or coconut oil, but coconut oil is best for you to use for the your use, because we are familiar with coconut oil for hair. And you can take this coconut oil and just you keep it in the room temperature. It should be in a liquid form, that is what she is telling. And if it is not liquid form, warm it and make it clear that it should be liquid form. Complete your process. Until your process is completed, it should be in a liquid form. So like that you have to select the atmospheric temperature. And if it is a cold region, you should make it such that the room temperature is little hot, so that it should not solidify. So you have to make it clear and take the petals and put it in them and keep for 12 hours. And after 12 hours you take the petals and remove, new petals can be replaced. So like that 3 days you have to do. She cannot show you for 3 days video, so she is telling only this much, and she will inform you. That is, even on her instead of her, I am just informing you the procedure. You have to remove this and you have to replace it every 12 hours, and so that the petals will, the volatile oil, the content which can be improved in the coconut oil which you have kept, the medium will be more saturated with the volatile oil. See, she's putting the gloves and removing the petals now, and she's telling that you have to remove the petals and replace it with a new one, and a new one, and you have to 3 days. After 3 days, and she is keeping aside because she cannot show you for the 3 days video, so she said this is I am keeping aside, and she's already prepared. After 3 days she's going to show what she got it. She'll take that it is a solidified one, she's keeping aside, and she's taking what she has prepared after 3 days. After 3 days, see that it is solidified. Actually the coconut oil, see, it is in a white pomade which is having that lily flavor, what she has taken, that lily petals which she added, so it is solidified. And then you can see that she can see water also maybe sometimes comes from the petal. So in the bottom of the vessel, she can show, she is showing with her nail water, some water particles are also present in the bottom, because that water came from the petals, maybe a small impurity of water, but the pomade will be very smooth and it will be very nice, natural, instead of going for a synthetic purpose. You can do this in your home. Today you can perform this in your home, and you can prepare a pomade which can be applied to your hair with a coconut oil with a very sweet flavor. With nearby you can use according to your flavor selection of flowers can be used, so that it will be more helpful and more healthy. Instead of going for any product, money is saved, and you can utilize your knowledge of your chemistry or your pharmacognostical application. And now you can see isolation of volatile oil. After separation as extraction, the oil obtained by distillation containing number of mono and sesquiterpenes, as we told you, they are made up of terpenes. The monoterpenes, hydrocarbons, are distilled out first into their oxygenated derivatives by fractional distillation. Other methods like physical methods, chemical methods, and chromatography also used for this isolation. The chemical methods like treating the oil with sodium bisulfate, phenyl hydrazine, and that is Tilden's reagent, Grignard reagent isolates the compound. So you can see chemical methods can be treat the oil with many other reagents like sodium bisulfate, phenyl hydrazine, and that is Tilden's reagent, and Grignard isolates can be used in this compound. And suitable adsorbents should be selected for chromatographic technique to elute the compounds which can be isolated when it is present in the volatile oil. So these are some isolation technique just in a paragraph I have given. So next class we will see about the drugs which comes under selected drugs, which is given according to the Kuga syllabus. We will come across the selected drugs in the next class according to the volatile oils and their constituents, if there is cultivation is needed, and their application and uses can be seen. But general, you should know what is volatile oil, what is its chemical constituents, what is the basic terpenoids application, and how they are isolated, what is the technique about this direct expression method and distillation method, enfleurage technique. These are very important. Whenever they ask about volatile oil, the students should be able to write about the basic knowledge of isolation of volatile oils, how we can extract volatile oils from botanicals and how they can be differentiated, what are the different types of forms, and how they can be even characterized by means of various technique like that is extraction, isolation, both we have seen, and the definition of volatile oil. Thank you, all the best, and we'll see in the next class.